was especially composed by a trio of Canadian composers under the direction of the award-winning René Duperré, who also composed for many Cirque du Soleil shows. In the middle of the summer, the music was recorded at the famous Air Lyndhurst Hall in London.
What's interesting with Kevin, he's also director, but he also writes the show. So he knows exactly what the story will be about, if the story has to be very tight or more loose and everything. So it's really easy because he knows exactly where he's going, because he's telling the stories. So that's the way we discussed the show. Finally, we got to a point that I knew exactly what he wanted to, and we started putting timings on different parts of the show, on different events occurring in the show, and like that. And little by little, we just refined the structure of the show and the cue sheets. And at the same time, I had started composing themes and proposing themes, and he would just ask me to do some little touch-ups here and there, and that's it.
I believe we had 60 strings and 140 with the orchestra and the choir. So 90 musicians and 50 singers, or 40 singers. Actually, there was no rehearsal. They were sight reading, but they have that experience. We could consider them the best musician in the world for such a session. So they're very fast on reacting, you know. So actually, when we ask them to, for instance, change an articulation, here's a tie, here we want to have a detached or that sort of phrasing, then they're fast to answer as well. So
it's not a conventional film score because it has much more variation, different types of music. Especially for this show, there was a Latin song with lots of like salsa type, Cuban type brass, and we had like a supreme song, and we've had orchestral scores, and which are somewhat close to film scores, but not in the same way. It has more variation. I think also the fact that the music is taking the space. You know, when you're doing a film score, you have dialogue, you have all of this stuff that kind of hides the music underneath some layers of dialogue and sound effects and all that stuff. And for Holiday on Ice, basically the music is a main part of the show.
We're three composers, and first of all, on Holiday on Ice, we sort of separated the work because there was a big amount of work in a short time. So we said, okay, I'm going to work in this area of the show, you're going to work here, and I'm going to work there. And then we make each other listen to our pieces, we comment them, and sometimes we exchange our hard drive and work on the other pieces so that we can bring another view of it and, you know, enrich the music and the writing. And I think in the end, the whole product gets so high quality. We're very proud of that.